Okay, I'm going to discuss DPDR, derealization, what I experienced, my recovery, everything that happened. Hopefully, give you guys some encouragement to just relax and quit focusing so much on your symptoms because there's really nothing you can do. Okay? If there was something you could do right now, especially if you just got DP and DR, to completely eradicate yourself of it, you would have done it. You would have been able to do it when you were having your panic attack. I mean, this is a little bit of a process, but you can mitigate how much it hurts and how much pain you experience by not forcing yourself to attempt to find the solution, forcing yourself to think that maybe there's something else you should be doing to recover faster, all that shit that I'm sure you guys are all thinking. My situation, like most of you, smoked weed. I had depersonalization episodes when I used to get high. And that's what, I think my first panic attack I ever had, I was high. But and I would feel like out of body. I'd freak out about it, I'd wake up and the next day be gone. But I'd smoke weed here and there and kind of roll the dice, and sometimes that would happen, sometimes that would not happen. But I'd been boozing pretty hard and partying, and I fucking got high, and boom, depersonalized. But this time I freaked out because the next day when I woke up, the DP was kind of gone. But then I was drinking at a bar, and whoom, it hit me again like a day later, which I was like, what the fuck? I only get this when I drink. I mean, when I smoke. How did this happen? So I was in a DP state from then on, and I'd like to tell you guys that it was because I was focusing on it is what kept it there. I'd like to tell you there's some sort of solution about distracting yourself, or if you take these vitamins, or if you do this or do that. That's all bullshit. If there was a way to snap out of it, you'd snap out of it. It's a process, and it is anxiety, but your brain has to calm down and realize that you're okay. May it take a year, may it take 2 years. It's just the process. It could take 6 months, it could take a week. You will find yourself engaging in things, and you'll start to realize, hey, not only have I had not been thinking about DP or DR, I haven't been experiencing it. Most important thing is keep those victories, okay? Realize that there are those victories. When you first get DPDR, you're going to have symptoms, and you're going to realize those symptoms go away. Hold on to those. Understand that that's part of your progress. I used to fucking freak out looking at my rearview mirrors in my car, because everything in the rearview mirror of my car when I was driving just seemed fucking unreal. Seemed like a dream. I would look out of my fucking window every morning of my room, of my master bedroom, and look outside, and it just seemed a little bit dreamy. I seemed disconnected, okay? Those things started slowly slipping away. What lasted for me, if you guys are symptom checkers, my biggest thing was sunshine, sunlight, being out in sunlight. I had a little bit of the store, the bright lights for a while, but mostly it was just being in sunlight and the sky. I can give you guys an example right now. You see this? The backdrop of the sky against that building used to just be so bright and freak me out and seem unreal. Okay? That's an example of what my symptoms were, and I would just focus on it, and it would eat me up, and I would be on dpselfhelp.com, and I'd look for recovery videos every fucking day when I knew what it was, and I knew the answer, and I knew, that ultimately there's nothing you can do. Just don't make it worse by being so hard on your symptoms and ruminating over it. Okay? But with DP and DR, it's different. If you experience anxiety like I have, I've had panic attacks and general anxiety before, but those were conditions you can come in and out of. My panic attacks even developed to the point where I had phobias. So I had a panic attack on a bridge. Now I was kind of scared of bridges. I had a panic attack on an airplane. Now I'm kind of scared of airplanes. And just because your brain is triggering that panic sensation and those fearful situations your brain has learned to be fearful of. Therefore, when I got DP, I try to attack it the way that I used to attack and conquer my phobias, and my ultimately conquered my anxiety was facing it and staying in those situations until, I would elevate and get anxious, but then I would stay there until I would calm down, and then my brain would basically slowly learn that this situation is safe. That's how I got over my fear of heights, my fear of being trapped in places, my fear of like elevators, being on airplanes, all that shit. And all those things kind of happened to me out of nowhere, just due to anxiety and having panic attacks. It wasn't like overnight. Anyway, that's not important. What's important is that you can't take that mindset into DPDR, because you can't face the dragon with this. It's a constant. I could go to a bridge or to an airplane and sit there and allow myself to get anxious and allow myself to calm down and have some success and have some victories and actually find myself calming down in those situations. You can't do that with DP because it's constantly fucking there. I would walk around my house and just looking out of my own windows, the sun shining into a room. I would go from one room to another room. And if that room was brighter and had more sunlight in it, I'd walk in and feel, holy shit, this is dreamy. And I would totally obsess over it. I could not do anything but think about it. I'd be at the bar with my buddies. I'm on DP self-help. I'm hanging out with my girlfriend, DP self-help. Looking for the recovery story that's going to get me out of this. That's not the way it works, guys. Okay? Nothing's going to snap you out of it. Maybe something will snap you into not caring anymore and not really giving a shit. And therefore you don't feel it as much because you don't feel the pain as much because you're not freaked out by it. You're not scared of it. I pray that you guys get that. But for the most part, you'll calm down when your symptoms calm down. How does it happen? Really just, the same old cliche of just moving on with your life. There's nothing else you can fucking do. Just keep cruising. Yes, taking vitamins, working out, all that stuff, getting into moments where you're focused on other things. Yes, that alleviates anxiety. And this is anxiety based. Yes, that helps your anxiety, but it's not going to snap you out of DP and cure it immediately. Okay? Don't think that a certain amount of vitamins and running 18 miles a week or doing something like that is going to snap you out of DP. Your brain is going to know when it's safe to remove these symptoms from you. And unfortunately, for some reason, when you have that monster panic attack or you have that bad trip and you develop DP, it takes a while. And I know you can even be calm and be without anxiety and be like, man, I'm not even anxious, but I still feel disconnected. What the fuck? Just don't ruminate on it. Give it time. Appreciate your body's system. You're fighting yourself. Don't fight yourself. Don't fight your brain's natural mechanism to protect you. I know it's fearful. I know it sucks. I know you guys feel like you're stuck in a hell and all that shit. You're not. Your brain is protecting you. It's just a fearful episode. And it's going to last for a while. Do what you can to lower your anxiety. Do what you can to distract yourself. Again, mitigate how much you allow yourself to ruminate on it and to think about it all day. Just realize it's going to get better. I know it's hard to believe that because it's a constant. That's the only thing that sucks about DPDR is that it's constantly fucking there. It doesn't go away necessarily. For me, it did start to change. At night, I didn't feel DP and DR anymore. That was a big victory. It just wasn't a thing. I would only start to experience it when the sun was out. Okay? Bright lights, that type of shit. And it would drive me bananas. But I'm here to tell you guys, it's just another one of anxiety's tricks. If you've never had anxiety before, I'm sorry. It does things that you wouldn't believe. And it's basically just your body's adrenaline and, your body's defense mechanism. I wish I could tell you that meditating, taking ashwagandha and taking tulsi tea and fucking training really hard and working out nonstop and focusing with work and all this shit, finding purpose in my life, snap me out of it. No, nothing's gonna snap you out of it, which actually is a good thing. I wish someone would have told me that, because then I wouldn't have been searching for the answer so fucking much. I wouldn't have been driving myself crazy thinking that I'm doing something wrong and I should be doing something differently to get out of this. That alone was stressful. Thinking, am I doing the right thing? Should I be doing something else? Is there a fucking vitamin I should be taking? That's just an anxious brain. You may not think you're that anxious, but you're pretty fucking anxious because you're going to be ruminating. You're going to have an anxious, worried, tired brain. Give yourself a mental vacation. Tell your brain we're going on a little break and we're just not going to worry about this shit anymore. And don't ruminate on it. It may take a while, but you are going to get through it. You are going to get out of it. You're just stuck in a fearful place and you haven't experienced this before. Stay away from fucking weed. If you have anxiety and panic with weed, just don't smoke it. I obviously still booze, but that causes me terrible anxiety as well. But that's something I can, manage. All right. So yeah, there is no easy way out. There is no trick. There is no solution, and that should actually give you some peace to know that, okay, I'm not doing anything wrong here. I need to just relax and let it be for a while. However long that while is. Don't make it a priority. Don't ruminate on it. Don't stay on the websites. Don't stay on these videos. I know that you need that reassurance. Everyone needs that reassurance that they're going to be okay, that they're going to get over it. And then you watch a video, and then you feel better for 10 minutes, and fucking 10 minutes later, you're back on DP self-help, looking for recovery stories, looking for an answer, checking your symptoms, seeing if someone else is exactly like you. I couldn't find it. Everyone talks about sunlight and light sensitivity. I could not find really anyone but one other dude that was like, yeah, dude, exactly. Like the sky seems unreal. It's too bright. It's too vibrant. It seems like a dreamland. But even at night, the moon would be bright and fuck, man. I'd be like walking home, look at my house and look at the light, the sky behind it, and it would just blow my mind. And then because I was kind of fearful of that, my brain would always draw me to it. So if I walked by a window that the sun was shining through, my brain would notice it. And anyway, the point is, don't worry about those websites and all that shit. People do not go back, okay? People do not think about DP and DR when it's gone. Just like if you caught COVID, okay, you would focus and freak out on COVID for as long, for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long you had it. But once you get over it, are you going to go back and study more about your symptoms and shit? No, you don't care. You're not going on those websites anymore because you're healed. And a part of the healing is not thinking about that shit anymore. It happens with it. You can't force yourself to not think about it when you're feeling it. It's like someone's jamming you in the side, right? Stabbing you. You're going to not think about it? You're going to think about it because you're feeling that pain, okay? But a part of the recovery, just like when you're sick, you don't think about it. It just slowly goes away and you slowly get better. And now you're not focusing on it because your mind goes somewhere else because you feel better. Same thing with this. Don't give it so much credit. Don't give it so much respect. And don't fight yourself. This is your brain's own natural mechanism to protect you. I know it sucks. I know it's scary. I know you wish you could rewrite it and reverse it. Just let it be. Let it be. Focus on other shit as much as you can and just try your best to mitigate how much you are making it worse. Not making your DP worse, because I don't think you can do that. You're making it worse how much you're allowing yourself to suffer over tripping out about the fact that you have it. Everyone's had it or gonna have it or whatever. Tons of people have had it in different stages or whatever. And it sucks. And that's why we probably shouldn't fucking smoke weed that has 40% THC in it. We should have stuck to the original strands of weed that were more CBD oriented, but whatever. I just stay away from this shit completely. Coke will fucking make you hungover as hell too, so be careful, boys and girls. You'll be fine. Take it easy.